it is very distracting process for a founder. They are plucked from their day-to-day. They, probably their sales pipeline is suffering and their development pipeline is suffering because they can really only focus on either fundraising or running their company. You can't do both well simultaneously. Probably very few founders will say that they can. It's a distracting and time-consuming process. And so what happens is that founders get to the finish line after doing all of this due diligence and creating data rooms and all of these things. Maybe if they're doing non-dilutive funding and it's like we didn't talk about this, but a hybrid, like a convertible note, they're just glad to be getting the money so they can get back to work, and they ignore the fine print. They don't seek the proper legal advice. And so, they can be misled. They were unaware of certain covenants. They didn't know that they were signing up for a conversion into preferred shares or whatever it is. So you have to be really, really careful. So the takeaway here is that the wrong venture debt can definitely kill a company if they're unable to pay the principal. And what you really need to understand is your worst case scenario when you're signing a document. If I'm unable to pay this back, what happens to my company? And you should be asking yourself that whether you're raising, non-dilutive financing or equity. It doesn't matter. You should always know what happens in the worst case scenario. And so, I don't want to say it's too good to be true or that people are trying to scam you as an entrepreneur, but they definitely have their own best interests in mind. That said, we're seeing a lot of innovation, like the revenue-based financing companies, the factoring companies that have very standard product and very standard terms, which I love. Kind of like what Safe Agreement did for raising equity as an early stage founder. We're just finding these standard terms. And that's great because then you know what you're getting, and everyone's getting the same thing.